Hello, today we will show how to create an instance using and assigning a GPU inside. So for that, we need to first check which instances do we have. So for that, we will use the Aleph client, and the command should be instance Aleph instance list. With that, it shows up all the instances that we have and also the ones that are scheduled, and also the IPv6 address. So if we want that, in this case, create a new one, we will put clear and we will put aleph create instance, first aleph instance create, and we will specify this -- GPU. With that, we will specify that we want to create an instance using and assigning a GPU. But now we don't have any CRN available to use it. So for that, we will just use one of the CRNs for testing that we have. That we will add these commands, these parameters, that specify exactly that we want to create this GPU instance inside of that CRN, that is GPU test 02. We click enter and we request to put inside in which path is our public SSH key. So we copy it and we paste it because our path is that one, but you will have to put your own. And we specify, in that case, holding tier, and we specify that we want an instance with Debian 12 image installed inside. So we specify here the name, that is GPU test demo, for example, the amount of space of the disk size itself, that will be just 20 gigabytes. One vCPU and 2 gigabytes of RAM. We don't want any volume, so we will continue. And automatically, as we have specified the CRN, it selects to us the available CRNs that we have. So we will, and also detects that only there are one GPU available to select. So we have to put 0 because we want to use that GPU. We put it. And after that, just waiting, our instance have been created. If we go to Aleph instance list as before, we will see that our instance is scheduled to be created. That is here. But as I said, we don't have yet any CRN on production running this GPU. So for that, I will just connect directly to this VM that have just been created now, and we will show how to connect. Okay, once we have deployed on that CRN, we just need to SSH inside. So for that, we will go to SSH root and the IPv6, that is this one. Just copying it and paste it here. So we SSH inside, we put yes, and we are inside the VM. As we can see here, the IP is deterministic depending of the item hash. The one that we have just created is this one, that is 739, and it starts with 739 till the final, that is the final number that we arrive, that it's the EV. So if we SSH inside, we can see that if we put lspci -nnvk, we can see here that we have a BGA compatible controller that is exactly the same GPU that we have specified, and we can start using it. To use it, we need to install the NVIDIA drivers because we want to execute that, any kind of software inside, and we will install now the NVIDIA drivers, and after that, we will continue with the explanation. Okay, we have now the drivers installed, and the way to check it is just to use nva top. That is a util that you can install easily using Python, and this shows us the VM that also have the GPU that we have, that is detected here. We are using now 0% of usage of the GPU because we don't have anything running inside, and also 0% of GPU memory. But here we have a clue of the initial, that we have other generation, that it's the brand or the model itself of the graphics card. So now we quit outside and we can start installing, for example, Ollama. We cannot run any Ollama model because this VM is so low, it's low profile, it's just a simple VM with 2 GB of RAM, and to run a model we need more, but we can run tiny Llama, that it's a model that doesn't need so much memory. So let's do it and we can continue. Okay, now we have Ollama installed and we can just put Ollama run tiny Llama, that it's the model that doesn't need so much resources. So now we are executing it, and I will open also at the same time a new VM that will be SSH. I will open a new connection to the same VM, that will be that one. Okay, SSH inside, we can put here, and we enter inside the VM and we do the more, and as you can see, we are using the GPU. Okay, the next example will be to just run it, a model of stable diffusion, to be able to generate images as we want in a local way, just using our GPUs inside of our VMs. So for that, I have installed in that VM, that it's another VM but a bit bigger than before. This VM have more space available, around 100 gigabytes, and also have more memory, like 20 gigabytes more or less in total. So this new VM I have installed inside the stable diffusion model, as I have said, and I will show now that we have running it inside of this Docker container. That is the stable diffusion. This model is a bit old, it's like the 1.5, but yeah, it's still fine to show it on the demo. So the unique thing that we need to do is enter inside of the IP of this VM, that will be an IPv6 as usually, and use the port 7860. So if we load that page, that is this one, we see here that the interface of stable diffusion using that model. So we can put a random text to be able to see the generation. In that case, I will put, for example, blue sky with some clouds. For example, I will click generate, and as we see, it is generating more or less faster and is using the GPU. Now we will see with an example a bit more complicated than now. Okay, now we have our image generated, but now we will put something more specific. For example, a monkey with an iPhone on his hands. But this time, before clicking on generate, we will see how the GPU is used in real time. So I will click generate, and here we can see how the GPU is used. Now is at 50% more or less, to show, to be able to generate that image. And now we have the result. Obviously we can just download the image and do anything that we want. But this is a good example of how we can use it. If we want to put more height, for example, of image, we can put in higher resolution, like 1024 per 1024. I will click generate, and again is using the GPU, now more than before, because have to get more resources from the GPU to generate that image. In that case, I think that will generate different monkeys. And yeah, the model is not so precise, but this is something about the model. Yeah, now here we have. So yeah, That's all. This is the demo. So I think that you have enjoyed the demo and have a good day.